And good morning. It is time for your Coach's Corner program. This morning we have head coach Resner of the Hettinger Scranton Nighthawks. And coach, wrapping up the season. Overall, I think a successful season. Going in, everybody knew Trinity was a team to beat. Nobody's going to beat them. They were a powerhouse, but you always have that shot of, you know what? You put together a good game. Same thing against Beulah. Let's talk about that regional tournament a little bit. And previously, you beat Beulah 2-0, and then they took 3 on you. So you guys are ready to roll. You thought you had a chance, obviously, coming in the 3 seed against Beulah. And you played well. I mean, hats off to the girls and you, but you guys played well in that semifinal game against Beulah.
We really did, and I think beating them, that was a really early game in the season, going up 2-0 on them. I think they kind of came in thinking they were going to run us over, and then they realized, oh, shoot, we can't just plow through them. Going up there on that semifinal night, we knew the game plan. We've seen them. We've watched a bunch of film on them. But Shea Barron came out and had the game of her career with 24 kills, so she almost won a set just by herself. And kudos to her. It's hard being a coach and seeing a player having that on the opposite side that you're trying to battle, but she had a heck of a game, and it was just too much for us to overcome.
Well, I think it's some of those kills she had. The girls were ready to dig it out, but it still hit 2-3 feet in front of them. They're like, how is she hitting it at that angle? And she had an impressive night. Every time that she went to that back row to serve, or that was a time I even made the comments like Hettinger Scranton has to score their points now, because once she gets back up there, she didn't have the best sets, but when she did, it was, she put it wherever she wanted to.
Yeah, that was one of the keys, actually. As soon as she went to the back row, it's like, okay, now's our time to go. And they did really well doing that. It's, none of them were blowouts. It wasn't anything where it was like, oh, we're embarrassed by that score. It was a hard-fought game, and it was the only one to go 4. So, yeah. I mean, in the whole tournament. Yeah. So it was one of those things. So it was a fun tournament to have, to say the least, because, we lost to Mott, lost to Hazen, games we should have won, and then they had come in the first round, and Hazen had Trinity, which everyone kind of knew. So, nope, Hazen's out. So it's like, okay, we take care of business tonight. We're already finishing up better than 2 of our losses. And that's all you can do is kind of those redemption games, because then our only other 2 region losses in the year were Beulah and Trinity. Yeah. So that was something to really, that I'm proud of the girls for, and how they finished, where, yeah, we lost both these teams in the regular season, but we didn't give up against them in the tournament either.
Well, and you guys, let's kind of rewind just a little bit to that Monday night. You go up, it's a loser out. I mean, it's, you got to be thinking in the back of your mind, okay, are these girls ready to go? Do they want to get to Beulah? Do they want to get to Trinity? Or are they saying, you know what, end of the year, do we want to go up there and get beat by Beulah and Trinity? Are they ready for basketball season? Are they, it looked like they were all in. I think on that second night in Killdeer, obviously an hour and a half bus ride up there. You get up there, big gymnasium. You did get to play there, luckily, the week before, so you had a chance to see them. But Glenelg and Hebron came out, and it's always scary in those loser-out ball games, especially when you come in the 3 seed.
Yeah. It was Richardson, I think, that first night, wasn't it? Yeah, Richardson, Glenelg was the last night. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, Richardson comes in, and we actually went up and watched Richardson for their playing game against Killdeer, and someone had asked me, who do you want to play? And I said, well, I don't want Killdeer on their home court. Right. No matter what. People say it doesn't matter. Home court matters. I mean, You're used to that gym, things like that. So we went and battled Richardson, and the girls were hungry. So I think it was a lot of like, okay, this is what we need to do. Finishing the 3 seed, bringing up that 3-class system in a couple of years, it's like, well, that puts us on top at 1. Right. When those 2 schools above us are going Class A. So it's something fun to look forward to.
And then actually, now that the wheels were turning going, you said Richardson, I didn't figure that out. The second night of regionals, which would have been the first night in Killdeer, yes, was Glenelg and Hebron. Right?
No, that would have been our Beulah night, and then we played Glenelg for 3rd and 4th.
Oh, for 3rd and 4th. There's where the Glenelg and Hebron comes in. Okay. Yeah, it's been a long week. It's been a long 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay. So the 3rd and 4th place game will be Glenelg and Hebron. And, yeah, obviously girls disappointed they didn't get a chance at Trinity.
Talk in the locker room was pretty much like, hey, now we have a chance to go out on a win. I mean, Trinity's not unbeatable by any means, but they have a very solid squad up there, from their 7th, 8th person off the bench all the way through. And they only dropped 1 set in all region games this year, and that happened to be to Beulah. But it was kind of the seniors are kind of sad, but they said they had so much fun this year that it wasn't a super sad moment. And I said it's always better to kind of end the career on a win than it is to go getting your butt kicked, possibly, because you never know what's going to happen when we step out on the court. But Trinity always seems to get another level. There's like a regular season Trinity, and then there's a region championship Trinity. That's a gauntlet to face. So I'm glad we got to go and have a really good game against Glenall and Hebron. I actually thank their coach that we didn't have to play Bowman again, because that always seems to add extra pressure. And she's a really fun lady, so it was just fun to have a good competitive game.
Well, it seemed like all the games were very competitive. The girls didn't have the ho-hum attitude when they got down early. They continued to plug away. And, you've had these girls now for a couple years in a row, so it's starting to get to the point of, you know what, this is kind of a family you're coming through, and all these juniors now, you've had them for a couple years. So, you obviously volleyball coach, so you're looking the next year. It is no 3-class system, but you're still sticking with the same classes, A and B, but you could be possibly the preseason favorite in this region.
I think with our heavy side of seniors, I think we could be. That kind of makes you nervous because when you get a target on your back, of course, everyone's gunning for you. But I even made that comment this year a couple times that never fails. It seems like everyone's best game has to be against us. Yep. So it's like when that happens next year and a bigger target on your back, I think the girls know it and they'll embrace it. I'm excited for what next year's going to bring. But like you said earlier, that there's no quit. We were down in that third set to Glenall and Hebron. They kind of came out because it was their win or go home type of situation. At one point, I think it was 17-7, and we ended up coming back and winning 26-24. So it was
very unexpected because you thought, and in the back of my mind, I took a break. I'm like, well, it looks like we're going 4 sets, and you guys battled your way back and won the set. So took home third place, successful season. All region team was announced. You did have 3 girls on it.
Yep, Olivia Defoe, Chloe Gaumont, and Layla Jensen all got all region honors. So last year I went and nominated 2 and only got 1. This year was nice. Everyone I nominated got some time or got an award, so that was pretty awesome. I think there was probably some other kids that were very close that I could have nominated, but just weren't quite all region, I thought, caliber this year. But next year I'm excited for what that brings. It's going to be a tough decision.
Well, I was going to say, you're going to have a lot of tough decisions next year with, what, are you looking at 13, 14 seniors?
If all the juniors come back, there will be 14 seniors.
Yeah. So which isn't a bad thing, because you see that in a Trinity line. You see their roster of how do they come up with 8, 9 seniors every year? And this year, next year, Nighthawks are going to have that same problem.
Yep. But then, like you said, volleyball coach looking the season after, it's like, who, it's going to be tough to find the balance of which ones are playing and which ones won't be type of thing, and how I'm going to build the program over a couple years and not just a year-by-year thing.
Right. Because you look at the sophomores and juniors, some of those girls are at the caliber of they need to get some playing time as well.
Yeah. Yep. And there's only so much time in volleyball, and we've kind of had some discussions about it, and it's like basketball, you can put them in for a minute, kind of hide them. Well, you can't hide people on a volleyball court. No. So I think we definitely have to figure something out where we can go and compete at a very high level and give Trinity maybe a run for their money, because everyone's sick of them winning all this stuff.
Well, that's for sure. Yeah, I thought for sure 3-class system was next year. I mean, basketball's got the blueprint we talked about before we went on the air, but they want to sit and watch it. And to that point, it's like, okay, if it doesn't seem like it was a success, are they just going to pull the plug on it, or are they going to continue on with the 3-class? Yeah,
I kind of talked to Mr. Kohler's reasoning behind it, or he talked to people at the state level, and they said they were going to look at a lot of socioeconomic status of the girls, which I'm really not sure what pulls a factor into that, but that was from the state level. And I think next year would have been an awesome class to try it with 14 seniors, but that's just the hand we're dealt, and we got to play with it.
Well, even though, you look at that after the next year, I look at the 3-class system with the girls this year. Not sure what you're going to expect, but you got a shot. You got a shot to get into that top 4 of the region and have a chance to get into a state tournament. That's what you want, and the nice thing is you are going to see at this year's state Class B girls basketball tournament, you're going to see 4 teams that probably haven't seen in the state tournament in a long time. Yeah, I'm really excited for this basketball season to see how this plays out. State volleyball
course, finishing up today, and there's even some teams that were up there that are kind of like, you go up there, you want to compete. That's what the state tournament is. You don't want to go up and it's like you get clobbered from an Eastern side team. So I'm really excited for this 3-class basketball system to see that state's competitive again, where kids can make lifelong memories and have that experience.
They knock it down to 4 regions, but I think what the state did, I thought was smart, was you take the 1 seeds and then you take Region 3, 2, and 3 against Region 4, 2, and 3, which that will definitely give you your top teams, because a 3 could beat a 2 if they're that much better than a 2 seed. So I think with that format, you're going to see the 8 best teams. And you're still going to have 1 or 2 sitting at home thinking, they could have competed at a state tournament. But I think you will see the top 8 teams at every state tournament.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what the state wants. That's what they're all driving for, right? You want to it stinks to have really good teams sitting home because, they had one bad game or something, and that can happen any given night, and it's not going to be perfect. But I believe the 3-class system has happened before in North Dakota. It used to be a 3-class system. A long time ago, but it was super competitive.
Yeah.
So it's why not have that? Why not have a shot for everyone? Like, you come in thinking, we got to play them again.
Yeah.
It kind of gets monotonous of, here we go again. This kind of like Trinity volleyball. It's like, okay, yep, sure enough, stud middle that can jump 45 inches in the air,
Exactly.
something like that. So it's like, it's nice to even just have that hope of like, hey, this is going to be different. There's a shot.
Well, and then you look at the money aspect of it. I mean, look at this 3-class system, just in the Class B part of it. You're adding 8 more tournaments. You're adding 8 district tournaments to go into 4 regional tournaments, to go into 4 regional play-in tournaments. So, I mean, there's going to be some extra income out of this 3-class system. And, with the prices going up, I mean, you're just a gate admission. I mean, that's one of the things people are frustrated with, but everything goes up. Yeah, it's only $1, but it just seems like it keeps going up and up and up, and it gets frustrating. But I think everybody deals with it. They come out and see, if you come out here and pay $10 to watch 2 games, that's 2.5, 3 hours of pretty good entertainment, hopefully with kids.
Yeah, that's for sure. And even better when it's more competitive, right? If it's competitive volleyball, people are willing, or basketball, anything, they're more willing to pay that little extra money. It's like, that's why you can pay so much for NFL or NBA tickets, because it's like,
it still hurts to pay that much.
I know, but it's the best of the best, right? So it's competitive. You get to see these athletes perform, and makes it a little easier on the pocketbook when you see good competition.
Well, yeah, definitely a fun season, Coach. We appreciate all the times you came on Coach's Corner, and we look forward to next year. A very successful season this year, finishing 3rd at the state or at the regional level, and then of course Trinity plays Thursday afternoon. We're taping this a little bit early, so we don't know the outcome of Thursdays, but Trinity has a legit shot of possibly taking home a state title.
They definitely do. They got in that tournament going the 1 seed Thursday night playing Shiloh. I honestly hope to see them on Saturday because they're representing Region 7 and what we do over here. So if I have film against the state championship team, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Makes the girls feel a lot better because we played pretty well against them when they came down here, and that would just make the season that much better.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right. Thanks, Reba. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Reba Resner of the Hettinger Scranton Nighthawks.